Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on Bradley Raya. It's been a bit of a while, but good to get him back on. He's 18 wins with 1 defeat, with 8 wins by KO, and he's fighting at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool on a Steve Wood show, 7th of September. And yeah, good to get you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on, mate.
How have you been?
All good, mate. All good. Been cracking on. Been working away. I've been quite active on small all circuit. My last few fights, but I feel like I'm ready to push on now. And obviously, I had a bit of time off with an injury. After the Denny loss, and I've moved gyms and I've relocated down to Blackpool, and the plan was to fly under the radar for a little bit, put a little bit of work in, kind of behind closed doors, and away from the spotlight. But I feel like I'm ready to get back in the mix now, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention that Denny fight, of course. It was a close fight. You lost on unanimous decision, and it was for the English. It was quite a close fight.
Yeah, definitely. I think now looking back, like I'd probably give him the best test he's had in recent times, and obviously with him going on to win European titles, and obviously the level he's competing at now. I think my performance against him probably looked a little bit better, but I knew that I wasn't myself that night. I was miles off it. It wasn't the best me in the ring, and I'm looking forward to kind of getting back in there at that level or at a similar level and showing people what I can do, and that's kind of where I belong.
Yeah, because you was meant to be boxing Morgan Jones, wasn't it? That got scheduled.
Not so. We'd agreed to fight Mark Efren on a boxer show, but to be honest, mate, it's been stopping and stalling, and it's hard to get really a straight answer, and doesn't look like there's any boxer shows coming up. So we've I can't wait around forever, looking for these big fights. So hopefully something else is going to come up. But yeah, disappointed at that one because it would have been a great fight, and it was one I was training hard for and looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, some fighters, if they take a defeat, they wait a bit for another call, on like a Sky Sports show. But with you, good to see you keeping active on the small hall shows, and of course, at the minute you are 3 stoppage wins on the bounce, which is good.
Yeah, I know the level of opposition isn't kind of what I want to be competing at, but I'm still getting in there, and I'm putting whoever's in front of me. They're not going the distance, and that's all you can ask for. All I can do is beat who's in front of me at the moment. And I'm confident that when they take that step back up in level, it's gonna continue. But yeah, I've just got to be patient really, and just hope that something's going to come up. And we were kind of hoping for getting kind of a middle ground fight, getting some decent rounds, 10 rounders under the belt, and then pushing on for titles. But it looks like that's not going to be the case. If I'm going to just have to jump back in head first, and so be it now. I don't kind of want to wait around at this level any longer.
Were these fights just, a sort of these sort of last few fights are, just to keep the ball rolling, sort of?
Yeah, well, at first, obviously I've been training with a new coach, and I'd had a bit of time off with injury. It was just to kind of shake the ring rust off, get used to my new coach, and like you say, get the ball rolling again, because I was at a bit of a standstill. We were hoping on 2, maybe 3, max. And I think this is going to be me 4th or 5th on the small horse show since back, and it's for me. I'm spending too long here, and yes, it is keeping me active, and yes, it's stopping me from going stale I do. I completely agree with it. If there's no big fights coming on, any big shows, then it's the best bet for me. But for me, from the boxer's perspective, like I'm just getting a bit impatient. Like I want to get in the mix and I want to be in big fights.
Yeah, exactly that. And yeah, would you ever go down like an area title route, or do you think you're past area title?
Well, I'd always wanted to box for the area title. It was part of my goals when I turned pro, and then when I was at that stage, it was kind of um there was no one really there who was going to get in with me when I was at middleweight, and now kind of like I'd be happy jumping in English title, next happy days. And like I've said to my manager, like I'm a super middleweight, I'll be competing at super middleweight, but I'm big enough to fight a light heavyweight. If the right fight was to come up a light heavyweight, I'd take it at the moment, because I just want to get kind of back in the mix. And it's not my way that I'm going to be campaigning at, but if the right fight was there, I know that I'm big enough to hold my own at that weight.
Of course, the English at super middle is vacant, but it's getting fought for. I think it's been getting fought for in October between Reese Farnhill and Rizari Lewecki.
Yeah, again, I know both lads very well. You know what I mean? I've boxed recently as an amateur. I've sparred Riz many times as a pro, and like two very good kids again, me. But that's kind of like I'd get in the mix there, at the drop of a hat, and it's just one of them. Just got to wait for the phone call and see what's gonna come up for me.
What do you make of that fight? And are you gonna say who you think wins, or are you just gonna stay on the fence for that one?
Oh, I think it's a very good fight. I think it's a great fight for the fans. It'll be very very fan friendly, because they'll both just meet in the center of the ring, and they'll both go at it. Reese has got a great engine on him, very fit lad. I'd say Riz is maybe a little bit technically better, but Farnell's a handful, and he can he's very good at weathering the storm, Farnell, and coming on strong. And I think it could come down to kind of the later rounds. I think it'll be a close fight, but I think it could come down to the later rounds. I don't know. I'm gonna sit on the fence, but it's in Manchester, so I'm probably gonna go down and have a watch of that, because it will be a great fight.
And maybe, fingers crossed, everything goes well on the 7th. Maybe you've the winner.
Yeah, potentially. Like I say, it's one of them. If that was to come up, I'd take it. If something else was to come up on a bigger show, I'd take it. But I just need something at the moment. You know what I mean? I feel like I've got nothing. So to get a fight that's gonna really really make me bounce out of bed in the morning and get me up for it. So yeah, just anything really at the moment. I wish I had. I wish I had some exciting news to tell you or something like that, but I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you did mention Heffron earlier. Was that a fight that was that fight in the works, or did that just fall through?
So I think, from as far as I know, it was confirmed on both sides. We'd confirmed to it. Mark and his team had confirmed to it. I was training for that fight. Initially, I got told that it was going to be on the Simpson Shelley Barnsley bill, and I was training for that fight. I was training for that day, and then they said that it was going to be on a different date. And now it looks like they don't have a different date for the fight to fall on. I know that obviously a few of boxers' big draws have kind of got on the Saudi show, the Bivol Beterbiev. So like I just don't think they have a show to put it on. And like I said, I can't wait forever. My career can't come to a standstill. Sorry, waiting for a show that's might not come for a while. So I've just got to look elsewhere, kind of, and hope something else is going to come up.
Yeah. So it's isn't it your third fight this year, or is it full fight this year?
Where are we up to? I think it's my third this year. Yeah.
And it's another 6 rounder, is it?
I think I've asked for if they could maybe get us an 8 and maybe a bit of a step up in opposition, but I know how the game works on these small also, they don't have the type of money that the big promoters do. And, I've been told I'll get the best possible opponent we can get within the budget. Unfortunately, that's just the way it works. We have a lot of being competitive fights and, people want to kind of take the risk to come and fight me. It's most likely going to be on bigger shows. But yeah, hopefully get a bit of a step up in opposition and we can get an 8 rounder under the belt. If not, like you say, another 6 rounder, another run out, and it'll kind of keep me active.
Were you ever, when was on, you fought on Sky a few times, before the Denny fight, and the Denny fight was on Sky as well. Were you ever signed with Boxer?
Yeah, so I did have a 3-fight deal with Boxer, and then I think from the Denny fight I was supposed to have 3 more fights, but I'm not sure if there was a certain time frame on the fights, or but then they did say they were going to get me back out, and that's why kind of recently I've been the idea was to get out on a Boxer show. But like I say, it's just not come off, unfortunately. It's just the way things work sometimes.
And of course, yeah. Are you selling tickets for your fight on the 7th? And
yeah, I am. So it's back, like it's for me. It's I've done all this before. I've come up the small hall circuit. I've done the hard work, and so that's why I think it is just a little bit frustrating. I feel like I'm going around in circles. But yeah, back to old school, dropping my tickets off, and I think I do what I can at this stage. But people know that I want to get in big fights, and I don't blame a lot of them when they do think, oh, we might just give it a swerve till the next one. But like I say, it's just the way things are, really.
tell the people who want to come and support you how they can get tickets, and should they contact you directly, or?
Yeah, so if anyone fancies coming down, it's a great night of boxing. To be fair, we've got all the lads from our gym are on the card. We've got one of them in a U Commonwealth title fight. So it's a good night of boxing. Yeah, Jake Campbell got a good test for him, and yeah, you can get tickets through me. Drop me a message on social media or whatever. I think tickets are £40, ringside's a £70. Blackpool Winter Gardens, and like I say, it's gonna be a good night of boxing. There's some good fights on, and there's some good up and coming talents on that you might get to see. So yeah, if anyone fancies coming down, just give us a shout on social media.
And maybe a 4th KO in a row, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely trying to keep the streak going.
And as always, before I let you go, do you want to thank anyone giving you opportunities, shout your sponsors out, or just anyone?
Yeah, obviously to everyone, especially at the moment, not being on the big shows, all of my sponsors and everyone buying tickets and everyone supporting me, it just means that little bit much, because that's how I'm kind of surviving. That's how I'm carrying on training, waiting for this big day to come. So big thank you to all my sponsors for the continued support. Big thank you to everyone who's buying tickets to come and watch me. And like I say, it don't go unnoticed.
And from me, thank you for your time as always, and good luck on the 7th of September. All the best.
Nice one, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on again.
Anytime, Brad. Thank you for your time. Bye.
No worries, mate.